Well, I've got a bunch of empty boxes and parts laid out on the floor. So this is the Omni steel pegboard system. And this is just a rough layout. I was just playing around with some configuration ideas. The unit I bought is it's the Weekend Warrior model, which is what I am these days. Although every day is a weekend for me, being retired. But I looked around for a long time for different storage solutions, and this metal pegboard system, these panels, you can have them vertically or horizontally in any combination you want. It's infinitely variable what you can do with this stuff. But as you can see by all the different bracketry and hanging methods, you can get a whole lot of stuff off the floor, out of toolboxes, on the wall, where you can see it all. And this system is going to hang right there. I'm going to have to take my airline loose and the mounting for that and put this system on the wall there. And has top and bottom cleats that screw to your wall, and then these panels set in those cleats, and they're fastened. I've got hardware kits and bags there. I'll explain step by step as I install this. This is pretty much just an overview. Look at all the different shelving options that came with this thing as well. Now, you'd think, okay, Matt, you must have paid $1 million for this. Believe it or not, this Weekend Warrior kit, and I added a couple of accessories I'll show you in a minute. Even with the accessories that I added, the options that I added, was less expensive than one of the big rolling tool cabinets you buy at the box stores. Now, granted, a lot of guys prefer the cabinets, and hey, if that's what works for you, wonderful. I am not in a position to criticize anybody for their choices, because what works for you is what works for you. But I have struggled mightily for a number of years using these rolling toolboxes. And now this one, granted, is an inexpensive one. This is pretty much a cheapie. Yeah, it says Sears Craftsman, but I mean, look how thin that material is. I mean, it's toilet paper thin. I could grab these drawers and I can flex them, and twist them to where they won't shut just by grabbing up and flexing them. You just have your basic cheap friction slide arrangement instead of roller bearings. And if you're like me, you got to open a half a dozen drawers to remember where everything is at. Yeah, a guy is disciplined enough. You can label your drawers and what's in it, but sooner or later something's going to wind up in another drawer. And yeah, it's not going to, it just doesn't work out for me. Plus, these things take up floor space. And if floor space is a premium for you, and if you're a visual guy like me, you like to see where the tools are at a glance instead of fishing through drawers, a system like Omni may be a better option for you. There are other manufacturers out there that make these steel pegboard systems, but I opted for Omni. There's a lot of stuff on YouTube about it, and they sold me. So if you're in the market for something like that, I suggest giving Omni a look. Now, Omni doesn't sponsor my channel. I did this on my own, saved up and bought it myself. They don't sponsor my channel. I just, after doing a lot of research and checking online and watching YouTube videos, I settled for the Omni system. One of the things that really zeroed me in on that system is their socket holding arrangement. I don't have them all in there yet. This is for SAE, and then the blue is for metric, and there's the other socket holder for that. 1/2 inch drive, 3/8 drive, 1/4 inch drive. Everything I can see at a glance, hanging right in front of me. I need a tool, I just look over at the wall, there it is, grab it instead of fishing through drawers. And I will alleviate some floor space because I get some of this stuff mounted up on the wall. I'll be getting rid of at least one rollaway cabinet, and it'll be that one. I've just bought that in an estate sale a couple years ago as a cheapie, and it'll go away. So anyway, there's the unboxing update. Now, let's get this thing installed on the wall. My workbench is 10 feet long by 32 inches deep. So what I did is I measured my wall to the center line of my workbench, and I got a little pencil mark right up there. You probably can't see it. That's the center of the width of my workbench. I'm going to unhook my compressed air drop there from the wall. I'll reattach that to the Omni wall once I get it up. So what we do next is these panels are 32 inches tall. So I'm going to hold about an inch above the 220 outlet there for the bottom cleat. They go on the wall like that. And then I'll measure up top and start laying out for the top cleats, and I'll use a level, and what I'll do is I will screw the top cleat to each of those ribs, and using a level to keep it straight. And I'll show you how these top and bottom cleats attach to the panel. The top cleat has got an offset in it, if you can see that. This flange right here on the panel slips over the cleat and hooks that way. So the panel hooks over the top cleat right in that little offset. Correspondingly, bottom cleat, I don't drop everything. The bottom cleat goes against the wall like that, and then the panel just sits on it like so. Now, you have to align the tops and bottom edges. These two edges right here have to be in perfect alignment with each other because, see these holes in the top? There's a push pin that attaches these cleats to corresponding holes in the top of the panel. So what Omni Wall suggests is get your top cleats on the wall first, hang all your panels, temporarily take the push pins through the holes in the top, but don't depress the button on the push pin. Just to hold all the panels in place, and then you slide the bottom cleat underneath, again, temporarily pin it with the push pins, and that will perfectly align your panels with the top and bottom cleat. And then once you get that going, then you can start attaching your cleats to the wall using these slotted holes that are punched in both top and bottom cleats. I'll get one up on the wall here so you can see. So I'm working by myself, and this is not difficult. What I did was I figured out where I wanted my panels to center above the workbench. And then, like I said earlier, I found the center of the workbench at 5 feet, so I marked my center on the wall where the center of the Omni wall system was going to reside. And then I measured out to the end, made a mark here, and then a mark on top from the workbench up. And then I lined the top cleat up to those marks, and I've got a couple of screws in it to hold it. Checked it with my level, and I'm spot on. So now, the way to locate the bottom cleat, and this panel works either way. I could flip it 180 degrees. It'll still fit the exact same way. So I'm going to hook this panel up here like so. Now I'm going to come back. Pardon me. I'm going to spot my bottom cleat, get a couple of screws into it, and then just a couple screws to hold it, make sure everything's level, and then I'm just going to repeat the process all the way down the wall. Once I get all the cleats in, test fit it with these panels, and remember, I'm going to take one of those push pins, line it up in the holes, and set them in there temporarily to hold the panel in place. Set the next cleat, set the next panel, go all the way down. Then I'll pull the panels back off and put all the screws into the wall, and then hang the panels permanently. So, let's get that bottom cleat set. So I've got the top of the panel temporarily pinned with the push pins. OmniWall recommends do not push the button all the way in and lock the panel, and it's a compression fit. Just pop the pin into the hole. There'll be enough sufficient friction there to hold it. They also provided a pretty slick little crowbar here out of some composite material to remove these pins, which makes it neat. If you decide to change your configuration in any way, you can take this tool, pop the pins, and move everything around just the way you want it. So, got a couple of pins. I'm going to spot this bottom cleat now, and then I'll mark where the holes are going to go, and away we go. Doing it crosshand doesn't work very well. There we are. There's that one. There's that one. So now I'm going to mark a couple of screw holes here, get a couple of temporary screws in that bottom rail, check for level, pop the pins, and then go all the way down the wall with the top and bottom cleats. So far so good. The top cleats are all attached to the wall, screwed in, nice and level. And I'm just working down the wall here, putting on a panel, and then aligning up the bottom cleat and getting that on there, screwed in, and then putting the panel on with the button clips. OmniWall also provides a, what do they call this thing? This is a double-sided OmniWall clip. Sorry, making you seasick. This guy right here. There's two sizes of holes on these panels. The larger hole is for these double-sided clips. As you can see, well, maybe not, because this is a black panel. Right there. I got them in 4 spots up this panel. And that's just to aid to, prevent flex, that kind of stuff, and help secure these panels together. So far, I'm really liking the way this goes together. The wall layout Took me 15 minutes, just measuring to the center and finding the top where I wanted the top cleat to go. Putting up that top track took me about 15 minutes, and I'm imagining and it's going to take me about the same to do the bottom. And I'm working by myself, okay? So 15 minutes for layout, that's half an hour, 45 minutes, probably an hour. And if you're younger than me and work faster and you don't have to wear bifocals to read a tape measure 3 or 4 times, you could probably get this up. And this is an 8-foot long Omni system, the Weekend Warrior. You could probably get the top and bottom cleats on and the panels in half hour, maybe 45 minutes. I move a little slower these days, but very, very easy to install, very rigid. If you have a wood or a drywall, you don't know where the studs are at, they provide drywall anchors and screws, and if you know where your studs are, then you just use these the screws without the drywall anchor. So far I'm impressed with the how this thing goes together. So I'm gonna keep going here, and I'm gonna have my cooler going because it's 90 degrees, and I'm gonna have my music playing. So I'm not gonna do a time lapse or anything like that. You guys know what I'm doing here. It's just gonna be a rinse and repeat thing. I'm gonna hang the next panel, spot the bottom cleat, mark it, get it on there, and then just move on down to the end. And then we'll get to the fun part of installing the accessories. Noise alert. This is a pretty slick setup here. I really, really like it. Goes up really easy, and now I'll pop these pins, pull that panel back off, set the other 2 screws on the bottom cleat there, and then put the panel back in. So I apologize if things kind of disappear into black here. I think things will become readily apparent in a second what's going on. I've got 2 socket shelves, one for SAE, one for metric. These tabs lock into the slots that are punched in the panels. And then, attach the bottom into the holes in the panels with the same push pins that the panels snap together with. I think I'm going to try right there. Obviously, I'm going to experiment around a little bit once I've had the system for a while, just to, you know, get used to what I got. This is really cool because I'm tired of fishing through rolling toolboxes, drawers for sockets, everything loose, flopping around. These are magnetic. But there's a slot cut in right here, so you can get your fingers on each side and lift them right out. And according to Omni, you can just stick them to the panel, and you don't even have to buy the shelf if you don't want it. So that's pretty slick too. I like the infinitely variable features of this system. Just make sure I don't have a bunch of junk there. Yeah, I like that. Let's see. I'll get some more shelves and brackets and things out and start putting them on here and bring you back as I go. So right now, tentatively, I plan on having SAE on the left side. I'll put metric over here on the right side. This is a wrench holder. So you can see these ends on here. They hook into the wall like so. Sorry, bad camera. And then you rotate them down, and then they lock in place. Then you take a push pin and should have had those ready. Dead air time. And then just pop them in like so. You can hang your wrenches all along here. Really nice setup. This one, I like this. You notice it's got a cutout for your cold snack and a bottle opener even. So I'm going to have that close at hand. Also, you can add other accessories to the front of this. So, yeah, I think I'm probably going to park this one over here on the end for now. And then, I think I have to go up one. Yeah, I do. No worries. You just lift it up. And there you are. And now I can put push pins in there. This also came with a electric plug-in strip, safety strip. It's got USB charging ports on it. I think I'm probably going to put that higher up, and I'll put the charging station bracket or shelf, and then there's a bracket that holds the cordless drills and impacts and stuff like that. So that'll go up there for now. I'm still kind of playing around with the design a little bit. But the beauty of this system is if I don't like where something's at, I just unsnap it and move it. So, okay, I'm going to snap some more accessories on here, and then we'll do a closeout. All right. Check it out. I'm obviously still not done. I got a couple more hooks to put up there. I might move a couple of things. I'm still playing around and experimenting. But the core positions, I think, are established with the sockets and the wrenches, the screwdrivers. I like that upper shelf way up there. I've got a bunch of totes that I'll fill with seldom used items and put up there out of the way. And when I need them, just grab a stool and pull them down. But it's there. It's up. I can already tell you I'm going to probably get a couple more panels. I still have a couple of smaller shelves. And I think trying to fit them on here, I'm going to crowd myself. And the reason why that is, in addition to the standard kit, I ordered extra the 2 socket extension shelves. And of course, that is taking up some space where the normal shelves would go. And I thought, well, the easy fix to that is just get a couple more panels. And then I'll get those shelves on that. And then, of course, I'll probably end up ordering more cleats, or excuse me, more single hooks, because I still have other things I would like to go on here. But, yeah, the workbench is already much clearer. It's still a little cluttered, but I mean, I'm still working on getting other things on here. But overall, I'm satisfied. I'm happy with this. I paid less for this system than you would for one of those big rollaway toolboxes at the box stores. Came with a real nice surge protector. I don't know if you can see it, black on black. Up there, plug-ins, USB ports, and then I've got the charging station on the shelf where the cordless stuff is stored. Yeah. So this is the OmniWall system. And again, OmniWall doesn't sponsor my channel. They didn't solicit me. I was just looking for a better storage solution other than a bunch of rolling toolboxes that take up floor space. That one's going for sure. This one I will never get rid of because on our first anniversary 42 years ago, my wife bought that for me as a surprise anniversary gift. So my grandsons will fight over that when I'm gone. And George, the Shade Tree Fix-It Man, if you're watching, you'll appreciate this. That's JCPenney. It ain't a Sears and Roebuck. The old Proto, I think I'll move out towards the big garage door. It's got a lot of my heavy stuff in it, and drifts, and so on and so forth. It's got all my stickers from my other friends on YouTube. So, but yeah, if you're looking for a storage solution other than the traditional pegboard made out of tempered hardboard, as you know, over time these don't hold up. These clips don't stay in the holes. They don't hold the hooks. If you live in a humid climate, boy, this stuff absorbs moisture, shrinks, swell, warp. You know the story. So I would recommend the OmniWall system. There are other systems out there, so please feel free to do your own comparison shopping. But I'm really happy with this. So, hey, there it is. The OmniWall's installed. I'm still going to play with it some more, but I really like this system. So thanks for watching, everybody, and stay tuned. More Screenhouse updates. And as soon as I clean this up over here a little bit, the contraption's coming in. Yeah, lots of projects. Take care. Thanks for watching. We'll see you soon.